Hey guys, it's your girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher. Yep, she's here. She wasn't here for the 4th, but she's here for the 5th. Listen, it's been a long weekend of working and really working in my garden, and I got caught up in the garden, and I just was like, holy crap, what time is it? So I wanted to make sure that tonight I answer the fantastic, the lovely, the special Miss Evie. She asked me a question. I believe she asked me, what did she ask me? I believe she asked me under the comments, either in one of the videos that I do. Why am I looking up the mic? I'm looking up at the mic. Either she asked me for a comment in terms of like under the videos that I do, or she asked me under the community board. But I do read the community board, and I do read the questions that you have. And if I don't have a video on that specific thing that I've already done, then I don't mind coming on here and doing an additional, like a little Q and a little A on agencies, specifically makeup artist agencies. And if you need it, if you don't, how do you feel about it? All of those things. So what I'd like for you guys to do is to copy paste your questions. But first, let me give you like a rundown on, not a rundown on agencies in terms of each agency, but give you a rundown on what an agency is, what they do, how specific is it to having a great career, yada, 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 yada. I'm a horrible saleswoman because my book is nowhere to be found in here. It's not in this section at all because she's a ding dong. But Assisting Rules, that was written by moi, the ultimate guide to assisting makeup artists and hairstylists in beauty, fashion, and print. There's a lovely section in there about agencies. You really need to read that. Please read that. Yes, read that section. It's very, very important that you read it and you hear me. And, a lot of the things I'm going to say to you tonight are probably going to overlap because I did write the book. But yeah, so I don't see chat happening, which is always such a pain in the rumpus. So let me see something here. Because here we go. Oh, God. I don't see chat. Let me just pop out chat. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I see you guys. Hi, Nubian Princess. Uh-oh. Ooh, Amani. Chabria. Please tell me if I said that right, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. She called me auntie. Thank you for calling me auntie. I'll take it. I'll take whatever you guys can say. So yeah, man. So tonight is agency speak. So let's get to stepping because I got to go back outside. So okay, so let's do like the kindergarten version of this really quickly. So like, what is an agency? Oh, okay. So what is an agency? An agency is simply, think of it as a house full of amazing artists, and in that house is the head auntie, and the auntie has clients that come to her for various projects, and then I pick my favorite children and I send them out to that job so they can fill their books and get paid, and then auntie herself gets paid. So that's as simple as that, right? So now in the real world, you have people who agencies, how you explain? Let me do the book version really quickly. So agencies all have different meanings, and they all have different, not all, some overlap, but they all tend to have they cluster in like high fashion. Then they cluster in commercial work. They'll cluster. When I say cluster, there'll be like 10 here and 10 here. You know what I mean? So you'll have that when you're a makeup artist, right? And then you also have people who represent film people as well. So they have some film people actually have agents on top of being in the union. It's quite interesting what they do. Okay, that normally, so you guys understand why that happens, because you think the union would be the one to rep these people. The union is like just a typical union. Film people, so if you want a career, let's say you want a career in film, right? But you also see things on TV that you want to do. Well, sometimes only union people are allowed to work on certain television commercials and ad campaigns and all of that stuff. And so that's another reason why you would see, if you look through some of these bigger agencies, you will see they have union people or film people, and you're like, well, you're a beauty fashion thing. Why do you have these people? That is the reason why, because they may do, let's say if it's Old Navy ad campaign and it's a video, right? They may choose a union artist from that agency to work on that commercial. So I want you to understand. So I don't want you guys to kind of like get confused about, like, well, DeShawn told me this is a fashion house, but yet what's up with these union people? That is why. So it makes sense. Thank you for telling me. Okay, I'm gonna say it again real slow. Chabria. Okay, Miss Chabria. Thank you for letting me know I didn't screw up your name, because I screw up everybody's name. I'm horrible at it. So that's the first thing I want you to understand. So when you're looking at these things, you're going to say, well, Sean said this was all fashion. What's happening? What's happening? Don't get confused. I want you guys to understand how that film industry works and how union jobs work and how they overlap with agencies. So like I said, I'm going to send you to like maybe 4, and then you guys can just go look it up. Go look up some agencies for yourselves. One agency I know for a fact that does the union artist and the fashion and beauty people is Cloutier. I say Cloutier, maybe Cloutier, I'm not sure. And they're located in LA, but I believe they have artists all over the country. And so I want you to look that up, and you'll start to see the types of the caliber of artists that are in there. Okay. So again, an agency is a house of artists, right? That all have their work under this little umbrella of a agency. And people call up, like I said, Old Navy, Dove, all of that. They will go to these agencies and they will say, I need a makeup artist for X, Y, and Z. And that what the agency will turn around and do is not send one person unless they specifically ask for somebody, which can happen. But if they didn't ask for somebody, you and your work will be handed over to these people to pick from. You can, depending on how big this agency is, you can be one of 10 artists. You can, or if it's a small boutique agency, there might be just 2 artists they send over. But the point is that just because you're with an agency does not mean that you get the job. It means that now you're in a smaller pool of artists that are in this agency, and you can or may be picked for the job. That's what it means. Okay. Doesn't mean just because you're an agency, they get all your jobs for you. They do not. So that's why when you're with an agency, it's very important that you guys always seek out your own jobs. Always. You don't stop looking for work because you have an agent. Agents only can do but so much, especially nowadays. They have pulled back dramatically in terms of like building up people's careers and stuff like that. So I want you to be aware of this. Just not, if you hear stories, like if you follow like makeup artists from back in the day, like Kevin Aucoin, even Reggie Wells or Sam or whatever, their stories really don't work for today. And then, well, I don't know all of their stories, so why am I saying that? But Kevin Aucoin's story is like, he kind of showed up in New York, didn't know people, kind of like fell into the right hands and supposedly submitted some Polaroids and boom, he's got an agent. Yeah, that don't work like that anymore. The only way it works like that is if you really know an agent. And they'll just say, okay, I'll rep you, but you have to know that person. So I just kind of want to make that kind of clear, because A lot of times people think, their life is going to be the story of Kevin O'Quan or so many other people back in the day that just kind of, here's my work, here's my Polaroids, and then you just get an agent. It just really doesn't work that way anymore. But I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. Now, why do you need an agent? Why do you need an agent? For the most part, you would need an agent for those really big jobs. Like, again, if you don't know the editor-in-chief of Vogue or the fashion director of Vogue or something like that, you probably won't be able to kind of get into Vogue. So these types of things, these high echelon types of gigs, they normally go through an agency to get them, right? When normally, and again, I'll speak on the other half, but normally most celebrities, high-end magazines, all of the pooty poo-poo stuff, they go through agencies to get their talent. We are the talent. So they go through that to get their talent, okay? Now, can you have a career without agency representation? Of course. Can you work with celebrities without agency representation? Of course. So is it necessary for you to have an agent to have a wonderful career? Hell no, it ain't, because I'm living proof of that. It is not necessary to have an agent to have a great career. I think my career is pretty cool. So, but I do know the flip side of it. I have had agents. I still have an agent, by the way, but my agent has been very straightforward with me and said, listen, this agency is not here for you in terms of your whole life and we just keep you working. It doesn't work that way. Most of them don't work that way. And they were very upfront with me and they said, listen, we'll get you a couple of jobs a year and then that's it. And then, and I was like, that's cool with me. So I have an agent and my agent normally gets me things like magazine covers now. And, but magazine covers for like commercial magazines. So commercially driven magazines would be like People. It would be like, crap. What is on my wall? I forgot. Like Runner's World. It would be like commercially driven magazines that have really very little to do with fashion. It would be like Time magazine. It would be things like that they would be able to put me in for to see if I would get that job. So that is what I mean by commercial. Okay, commercial is not really technically fashion. Okay. They ain't giving me the cover of Vogue. Okay. They get you the cover of like those cute little things. But can you still make a great career and everything? Of course you can. So don't think that an agency is like the end all be all life. Oh my God, if I don't get an agent, I'm going to die. I need my agent. You don't need an agent. You don't. You need to have really good work. You have to have really good people skills. I may be an introvert, but I have very good people skills. So it's things like that. When you want an agent, right, guys, you will submit your work. All you have to do is go on an agency's website and there's a contact us on there. Contact them. That's what you do. It says contact us, contact them. And so you will contact them and say, I'm interested in being part of your agency. And then you rightfully so attach your website along to it and now your Instagram account and you send it in. That's all you do. It's that's as simple as I'm going to put it. There's more you can do that I wrote about in the book, but I'm giving you the simplest shite that you can do, which is just look them up, send a paragraph, and if you wanted to attach a resume, and then bloop, send it in. And they may or may not answer you back. And they may say, great work. Can I have more? Do you have anything else for me to see? Or they may say, you just don't have enough of XYZ, or you don't fit into the criteria of the type of agency that we are, that kind of thing. And so that's basically it. I'm going to make it real simple. You just type out a note, put a link to your stuff, and that's it. That's it. And you sit back and you wait. And if you don't hear from people, then you have to reach out again. I would say in like 3 months, I would reach out again and say, hey, just let you know, I sent you, an email in, July. It's now October or something. Can you, I'm resubmitting my work kind of thing. Okay. That's the simplest way to do that. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, CR. I didn't see you there. Hour of Power. I'm here. Yeah, this is like Hour of Power. Did I say Nubian Princess? Because I hope I said Nubian Princess. Because if I didn't say Nubian Princess at the top, I'm in trouble. Nubian Princess, I see you, girl. How you doing? I see you. I see you. So remember, if you have questions, remember, I'm going to finish talking and then you copy paste your question in there. Okay. I'm not ignoring you, but copy paste your questions if you have any. So, what is it? Oh, something just happened. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. Please. Thank you, Rosemary. I appreciate that. I always, Rosemary, y'all just keep me on point. Y'all keep me on point. Girl, you keep forgetting to ask for things. I know I do. Thank you all for keeping me on point. Miss Rosemary, thank you, my darling. Oh, my God. Okay, so we understand that agency is like a little house full of amazing artists, and they get shuffled out when these jobs come up. Let's see. I'm trying to make this as simple because it does get complicated. But for me personally, I would just really, 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 really like to answer your direct questions. Oh, share this with your posse. Share this with your posse. If you got posse, share it with them and tell them that there's some crazy Black woman on here talking about agencies. Come on and ask your questions. Come on. So I just told you how to get into an agency. Really, honest to God, it can be as simple as just submitting your work. It could be that simple. But I kind of want to, it is that simple, but I really stress so hard that most of the creme de la creme of agencies, they really want excellent work. Basically, it's like that catch-22, okay? Like, well, how do I get the Vogue? You have to have, let me explain it this way. You have to have amazing magazine tears, we call them tears, the pages in the book. You have to have those. You have to have amazing tests. You have to have celebrities under your belt, depending on the agency. You have to have all these things. So you're saying, well, DeShawn, how do I get that if I don't get an agent? So it's sort of like that weird catch-22, like, how do I do this? Well, it's easy. I mean, one of the things that I want you guys to start doing, because you're early in your career. Hello, Miss Belinda. You're early in your career. Well, I'm going to assume, I'm assuming that you're early in your career. And so, or you're trying to make a pivot to agencies. So if you're trying to do all these things, the first thing to do is whatever your dream agency is, please know what they do. I say it all the time. I said at the top that they have their own styles and ways of doing things. Streeters is one of the top agencies out there. They have a very specific look that they want. And when I say look, it doesn't mean like one specific look, like red lip or something. It just means that if you go on to the site, you see that nobody's doing the cover of Runner's World, is my point. Nobody's doing People magazine. That's my point. They all have very high fashion work, even if it's with celebrities that one day were in People magazine, but now today they're in Vogue, Italian Vogue, or one of those magazines, and they look high end. Everything looks amazing. And so you need to start doing your research and looking at these agencies. And now you have to be honest with yourself. I keep saying this. It's very hard for artists to be honest with themselves. Be honest with yourself and say, gee, does my work look like this? And if it does not, keep it moving, because they're not going to accept you right now. They may put you on the assistance list, but that's about as close to that agency you may get. And by the way, when you're talking about streeters and some of these other high agencies, they want still, most of the time, they really like an assistant that has a really good amount of work under their belt. They don't normally take newbies off of the street or out of school. They really want a true artist to help assist their true artist. So, the higher up in agencies you go, the more experience they normally want from an assistant. So that's the other thing I want to tell you real quick. But it's just very important that you guys understand that you have to be honest with yourself. And a lot of times I see a lot of newbies, and newbies, by the way, newbies to me is 0 to 5 years. That's a newbie to me, not somebody who's a year or 2, 5 years. Your first 5 years is a newbie. Okay. And so the reason why I say that is because it takes really 2 years for you to start to get an amazing kind of book. We say book, I'm old school. We say book, website, whatever, but it normally takes about 2 good years for you to build up enough work that you can start like shoving it down everybody's throat. It normally takes that much time because a lot of times you guys are working, you have a job, you have children, you have all these things that come in the way. You can't run around and test every day. You can't do that. So it takes time for you to build a portfolio of 10 amazing images that you can show people your work. So that's why it takes so long. Doesn't mean you won't make any money. Doesn't mean all that, but I'm just trying to get you guys to see that the first 5 years is really, a newbie situation. And so it's important that a newbie kind of understand what I'm saying, because a lot of times I would get people, oh, DeShawn, I want an agent. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see your work. And I'm like, what agent are you getting? Well, what agent are you getting with this? And so you have to start doing your homework and looking at agencies, like really looking at it like you're reading a book. You really have to start to study them, to understand them and to understand what they want. Just by the caliber of artists, just by what you're looking at, there's a philosophy in there that you're missing because you so want an agent. I want an agent. I'm ready. A lot of times I hear, I'm ready for an agent. I'm like, agents just don't come out of the sky. It's something that you have to work towards. It's not something that just comes to you because you ask for it. And so it's really important for you guys to know that and not waste time. I don't know, guys. I just think that we have so many things as makeup artists that we have to do. The marketing and, the presentation and making sure our book is correct and blah, 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 and networking and all that crap, right? I don't want you to waste no time trying to go after agencies when you're not ready. You see what I'm saying? I don't want you to do that because it's just going to be an agency kind of like, it's almost like, what do you call that? I don't date online, but it's like online dating almost, where they swipe to the left and swipe to the right? And who needs that kind of pressure? Nobody. Just stick to what I'm telling you, and eventually you will get your agent. I'm telling you. But build that career. Agents also want to see that you're proactive in your world, in your life. So that's another reason why they want to see a body of work from you. It's not just, oh, darling, you're not in vogue. They want to see that you are hungry, that you're passionate about what you do. They want to see how great you are at what you do. They want to see also who you are collaborating with. That's also very important. Who's on this team? They'll look at a picture and they'll start to ask you questions. If they're interested, they'll say, oh, who styled that? And you throw out a name. Who did the hair? You throw out a name. They want to know who's in your world as well when they're interested in you. But that takes time. See? So instead of running around trying to do all that, you should be running around making friends with hairstylists, nail techs, photographers. I forgot somebody, nail techs, hairstylists, models. You need to start making plans with dumb people, and then move your behind over to an agency. But let me see. Hold up, I see something. I had to move the chat from one. Oh God! See, now I'm afraid if I move it over here, it's gonna disappear. I was so nervous. I want to let everybody know I just hit share then chose Instagram direct and sent this YouTube link to my posse. Oh, yeah, do that. I didn't know you could do that. Thank you, Rosemary. I didn't know you could do that. I would have told you. Thank you for valuing my content, Rosemary. You know I value you and all you fabulous people. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Y'all don't have to be here. It's Monday. Hello. So any questions that you have right now in terms of anything that I just said, because I'm just trying to shed a little light into the world. And I don't want it to feel like I just watched a young girl on YouTube, and she was talking about those dating apps, right? And she was saying how they just destroyed her world because it just messed with her mind because she kept going after, I don't know how they work, but she was trying to get dates, I guess, or whatever, and she couldn't get the dates, whatever, and it really messed with her head. And it's I almost feel like I equate that to agencies. Like, you're trying so hard to get this agent and you're getting rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected, when if you just did the work that I'm telling you to do, then you get what I'm saying? Then you wouldn't be rejected. Do you see what I'm saying? Do the homework, do the work, and then go after that fine ass man or woman, whatever your preference may be. But do you see what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to make that super duper clear. Let me see. Let's see what else I can tell you. I want to be real with you people because it's not going to sound nice what I'm going to say. I'm gonna be straight up and honest and truthful because I think it's important that you understand the ocean that you want to get into. And this is not going to sound nice, and I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm just going to tell you straight up, okay? They got issues with Black people, straight up. Last year during the pandemic, I literally sat here for 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. I did. Well, we were locked in. What the hell else was I going to do? So yeah, I was in here for 6 months, and something said to me, do an agency crawl. Basically, back in the day, many, many moons ago, not when I was a newbie, but a good 5 years ago, I used to be obsessed with agencies. Like crazy cuckoo, like, Sean, what are you doing? Obsessed with them. So what I used to do back in the day was I would look up an agency, and then I would look at everybody in the agency, and then I would go off their site, and I go look at everybody's websites, and then I go off site and I look up everybody if they had one, a blog, whatever. That was just my pastime. It was some weird ass thing that I did, and I literally knew every player. I knew that's why I tell you I know what they want, because I devour people like I'm a nutsy cuckoo person. So I'm devouring all of this intel, and I'm getting it, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing. And it never dawned on me when I was doing this years ago to even bother to look at race. I wasn't looking at race. I just was looking at the artist, right? The artiste. But I have to tell you, I was bored. And so I said, ooh, let me start back on my agency crawl. You haven't done that in years. Why don't you just go back, and then you get to see your friends, and your friends are in agencies, and you see your friends. Well, it took me about 6 months to do the agency crawl. I went mostly in America. I did go to London and Paris and Germany and some others, but my study was in America, really. The stuff that's in the UK, that's their problem. That's not my problem. And honestly, I got to tell you, they have a Black issue. I don't know why they have a Black issue, but I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm just going to be straight up and honest. I know I started out with 100 and some odd agencies because I was going worldwide and everything. So over 100 some odd. By the way, let me backtrack real quick. I had an old list of agencies, about 60 of them. So I started with my old list. So out of that, there was 100 some odd agencies that I found through that old list, and then some other lists that I made up from other things that I had back in the day. It's a long story, but I was cleaning out my filing cabinets, and I came across all of this old stuff about agencies. That's how I had all of this information on me at the time. And so I literally typed in all their names, and some of them, most of them, like about, if there were 100 and I don't know, I forgot. I have it in the room. It's like 120. I would say about 60 of them were gone, like boom, gone, closed. I literally went through all of them to make sure that they were gone. So they were all gone. So I was left with 50 agencies in America. And we're talking not just New York. I went to New York, Texas, Miami, oh crap, Chicago, even Dallas had an agency. So I went across the country, and I got to be straight up and honest with my Black people. People, when I tell you, we are not represented. We are not represented by these agencies. Barely. If there's 10 people in the agency, there's one Black artist. If there's 5 people in the agency, there's normally no Black artist. So I don't know what it is. I keep saying that I'm going to do this story. I don't know what my angle is supposed to be with the story. I've already written the story, and then I keep trying to rewrite it and stuff. But I think the reason why I'm rewriting it is because I do see agencies like the Wall Group and Streeters, I believe, trying to give a hand to the Black artists. And so, they're doing these, I forgot what they call them. Oh God, I'm sorry. I can't remember the name. It's like a lottery type of system. Like all of us would submit our work, and then they pick and choose the one they want to mentor. So it's like a mentorship through Streeters and through the Wall Group. And though internally in my heart of hearts, I appreciate that. But when I did my study during the pandemic, Streeters, who reps about 65, 70 people, in their makeup department had like 2 Black artists, just 2. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm not making it up. 2 or I'm going to say 2 or 3, because I don't have the paperwork in my hand. 2 or 3 Black artists. They literally have like the most. They have the most artists out of all of them. They have a huge roster of artists, but they only had 2 or 3 Black makeup artists. Period. That's it, out of that whole thing. And how do I know? I went through everybody's thing. Listen, if I couldn't see your face, I went to your Instagram. If I couldn't see your face on Instagram, I went to their website. If I couldn't see their face on the website, I typed their name in to see whatever they had on them would pop up. Sometimes it would take me 1 hour to find out what somebody looked like, because I don't assume because your name is Janet Smith, you're not a Black person. I don't know what you are. So I wasn't like looking for Black people, but I was just like, I need to know who they are. And I kept coming up with, well, where are the Black people? It just, because when I did this years ago, remember I told you when I did this years ago, it wasn't on my mind about Black people. I just wanted to see the work. And the same thing, I wanted to see the work, but all of a sudden it hit me in 2020, where are the Black artists? Tons of Asians, tons of Spanish people, tons of white people. Where are the Black people? And so if you are Black, straight up truth right here, if you are Black and you feel like you're hitting a wall, that's because you are, okay? And you're just gonna have to keep trying however way you can to get your behinds in these agencies, but you will hit walls when it comes to agency representation. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I can't tell you, I don't know. Maybe it is easier to get in there through an assistance gig. I did not look up makeup artist assistants. They normally don't add, they don't have the assistants on their roster. So I don't know if they have a lot of Black assistants. That would be lovely, but I don't know. All I can tell you is from what I saw. It took me 6 months of my time. But then again, I was in lockdown, so what the hell else did I have to do? But it took me 6 months of my time to literally go through every single solitary person in these agencies. So I'm just trying to tell you straight up, it's going to be difficult, and there's, like I said, Asian representation is very large in some of these things, and Hispanic representation seems to be very large. But when it comes to Black, it's very, very, very difficult. Let's see. Oh, thank you for keeping it real. You know, I got to tell you the truth because it is what it is. I got to tell you the truth. I think that's why I'm sitting on the story. I don't know what to do with it because on one hand, I feel the story my story that I had written up, the article I had written up with all of this information kind of went from makeup artists to fashion to the models. It just kind of went all over because representation matters, not just because we're Black. It's not but it is like, you want quality work. And I'm not saying that Black people can only work on Black people. That is ridiculous. The point is that we can work on everybody and we don't get the opportunity. And I'm just simply saying that we need the opportunity. And why is it that I'm seeing all these other people with the opportunity and we don't get? And the other thing that really annoyed me was that you had Asian people, white people, and Hispanic people who could have 2 and 3 agents. They got 2 agents on the West Coast and 1 agent over here and 1 agent in Europe and I'm like, you ain't got 1 Black person in this thing, not 1. And then, you know, I went on, whilst I was doing that, then I went on the agency itself, their Instagram account, because this is all around George Floyd and all that. So, they're so Black prideful. Oh my God, Black power people. Oh, if you had gone through their Instagram during that time, you would have seen, we back Black people. We love Black people. Oh, Black people's everything. But we're not represented in your agency. So how much love you got for us? Because I don't see, you know, one of my favorite agencies is right out of my head, Exclusive Artists. I love Exclusive Artists. They do, Exclusive is more celebrity driven. So you really have to have celebrities under your belt in order to even be bothered. Like before they even look at you, they want to know how many celebrities you have. And they had their two Black people put up some post on their Instagram account about how great it is to be a Black artist. And I'm like, yeah, but there's only 2 of you and they rep like 25, 26 people. Why is there only 2? How much love do you have? And so those are the things. And so I'm just, listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm not gonna BS you. I just want you to realize that what is the old saying that what Black folks get? You know, you guys may be way younger than me, but this is the truth. You got to be twice as good to get half as much. And I'm just going to tell you the truth. So I don't want you to beat yourself up when such and such agency doesn't, you know, you send your stuff out to an agency and you go, oh, DeShawn, I didn't hear back from them. There may be a reason why. Either your work is crap, okay? Either your work is really craptacular, which can happen, or they already have their 2 Black artists and they don't want any more. Okay? All right? So I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want this to affect your world and your psyche or whatever. I want you to keep it moving. You have to keep it moving, people. Just keep going. If I can do all this, most of my career is with no agent. If I can do what I've done, you can do so much more than me because there's so much more to do now, you know, with the Instagram and the ambassadorships and blah, 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 all these things that you can do. There's so much more to the world of makeup that you can create on your own. So I don't want you to be like, oh man, that sucks. I can't get no, and don't let that suck. You keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's all I'm saying. If you hit a roadblock, you can go around the roadblock. We all do. But keep it moving. Don't let it stop you. Don't get depressed. Don't get upset. Don't you dare cry. You just keep it moving. And you keep this tidbit in the back of your head. And you said, DeShawn told me there's an issue going on with the Black people being represented. There's an issue. There's a major issue. I keep saying every single time I'm going to write this story, and I've already written it like 8 times. I don't like, I just want to write it. It's so bad because I don't want to bash people. It wasn't a bashing article. It was just the truth. It's just straight up truth. But at the same time, it's like, I notice it. It's loud, and it's loud and clear. It's loud and clear. There's a weird discrepancy between everybody else and black people. I don't know why that is. I didn't get a chance to interview the agencies. I just was like, I don't know why that is. So, Naji, hey Naji, this is real. I feel like black makeup artists end up doing retail makeup or feeling coerced into lowballing rates to secure projects, while white and fair-skinned artists make bank even with inferior skills. You said it. I'm looking at you. I can't disagree with you. I can't. The reason why I keep saying it, I can't disagree with how you may feel about it, is because I just told you what I just told you. It took me 6 months to look it all up, and I'm telling you, the numbers were dismal. And we're talking, oh crap, they're in the room. God, I can't remember how many artists, but the percentage was something like 4.4% out of this big pie were black. You got it. What do they say about even, I don't want to bring him up because he's the ex-president, but they say the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. So I just wanted to kind of just, give you the facts. I just want to give you the facts. He said, Najee said, I have so much to say on this. It's hard to type. And honestly, I only did makeup artists because I'm a selfish person. I only did makeup artists, makeup and hair, because some agencies only they want both. So I had to do makeup artists and then makeup artists but together. So that's what I did. Inside Out. Hi, honey. Hey. Oh, Najee. He said, hi, love. Have you ever considered founding or helping to establish a creative agency? You have so much wisdom and insight. I appreciate that. Thank you. Many people keep asking me to do things like that, and I just like, no. Have you seen Cruella? No, because I'm too cheap to pay $30. So I'm trying to wait. I'm trying so hard to wait for it to go, get a little lower. I'm too cheap for that. But listen, I love, oh God, the lead, Emma. I freaking love that girl. Like, she can't do nothing wrong for me. I really love her beyond. So I know she's going to kill it. She's going to kill it. I ain't going to no theater. She's going to sit her ass right in front of the TV. I'm not going to theater. I may be vaccinated, but I don't want to be in a room with a bunch of people. That doesn't work for me right now. I'm not really one to be up on people. It's just not my thing. All I can manage to do is like go to Lowe's and Home Depot, and like when we're all in the same aisle and some people don't have the mask on because they claim they're vaccinated. I'm always like this. No, you go. I'll wait for you to go. You know what I mean? Like, I may be vaccinated, but I ain't playing with your ass. You ain't making me sick. You ain't gonna give me no Delta variant. Not me. So the hair and I know Inside Out. I know because I saw the trailers of it and I'm dying. I'm literally dying inside that I'm such a cheap ass and I'm such a germaphobe right now that I really want to see it. I might break down. I might break down and at least pop some my own popcorn and sit my ass in front of my own TV and watch it because I really want to see it in the worst way. But she's a cheap ass. Okay. It's different if the boyfriend were here or something, but he's not here. It's just like, Purple Grapes Makeup. Hi, Purple Grapes Makeup. I don't remember your name. What he usually? I want you to put your story out. I want you to post when you talk about it before. I did the exact same thing around the same time, not on your scale, not on my scale, not on the crazy crackhead scale, huh? Yeah. Well, then you and we found some similar information, didn't we? I want you to put your story out. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm going to pledge to you, fabulous people. I am going to reread my story again. And then if I feel the need to change it up a tad, I will. But I will put the story out by next week because it's already written. It's already done. I'm just like sitting on it for some reason. I don't know. I just sitting on it because I could see. I think for me is since the George Floyd thing, I can see how agencies are trying, and I'm always appreciative of anyone who's trying. You may be trifling because you really are really super late with this BS, but I appreciate the try. I always appreciate anyone who can try. And I see that they're trying, but as far as I'm concerned, man, y'all, some piss ass poor people with this, can you explain to me why? I feel like, okay, I know what the other thing is. I'm not a reporter. I write from my head. If you read my blog, it's all DeShawn's opinions. And I feel like it's just, I don't know. I just feel like maybe okay, I know what I'll do. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an investigative reporter, and I'll call up a few of these agencies and see if they have anything they want to say. How about that? I will call up these agencies, some of them that listen. I name names in my article. I don't there, and I have a whole graphic printout that I made because there's so much stuff that I was doing. So I have a graphic printout of everybody's names, how many people in the agency, how many Black artists are there, and then the percentage of each. Yeah, she went buck wild crazy. Okay, so I have all of that. But you're right, Purple Grapes Makeup. You're right. I got to put my story out. I've been sitting on the story for like yes, 8 months now, something like that. So I will, and I will let you people will be the first to know when it's up and out, and I'll let you know. Because I've been sitting on it. And I hate when I sit on shit. It irritates me. It just irritates me so much. I'm like, put your story out, ding dong. But no, I will tomorrow see if they're open. But I will call them tomorrow and see if I can get some info, a quote or something they have to say about it. You will make waves with you will make waves with this backing you up 100%. It's always DeShawn's big mouth. You see, it's always my big mouth. Where's everybody else's big mouth? Oh, Fit Face Beauty. Hi, Fit Face Beauty. Welcome. Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just think I will have your back. I'm the only Black artist repped at my agency, and looking at everything, it's abysmal. Thank you, Purple Grapes Makeup. Yes, it's abysmal. It really was shocking to me. But if I'm going to talk about agencies, I really feel like it would be so wrong of me not to mention this little problem. And if you're a white person, you're repped, I'm happy for you. If you're a Spanish person, you're repped, I'm happy for you. If you're an Asian person and you're repped, I'm happy for you. It's not, I don't want to make it a them versus us situation, but they seem to have done that because it's not the artist. It's not the people who are signed. That's the problem. It's not them. They got signed. So it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with this minutiae that is happening. And I'd like for somebody to explain it to me. What is happening? Why is that? And and I'm such a fashion girl. I love fashion. You guys know I talk fashion, and I spent so much of my time in fashion and, but to see this discrepancy was really bothering me, just really, really bothered me. It shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. So I will have to put that out because I've already opened my mouth again and I better put it out. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Remember, this is the hour of power. I probably went over. I didn't know what time it is. I don't have my clock. Oh, good. We have 6 minutes left. The hour of power. No, 8 minutes because I was 4 minutes late. We have 8 minutes left. Do you have a question about agencies? I just had to tell y'all the truth, but let's talk. Whatever questions you have. Remember, copy paste. Copy paste is the thing here. Is the name of the game. Copy paste, people. See, I'm waiting for a question. Where's your question? Am I can't even see myself. I'm shiny. Woo, child. I have been getting roasted in my garden. I've been in the garden. This is not my real color. I am like 4 shades darker. Oh, she's getting this is the most sun I've gotten in like 10 years. Okay, if I'm not working outside, then I'm inside. Like I can't. But I've been gardening and planting and growing mint and the hell am I doing? Parsley and mint and thyme and kale and oh child, I don't know what happened to myself. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Some weirdo has grabbed onto my brain and said, "You must garden." So that's what's been happening. I wish I could do this from the garden, but we don't have really good reception out there. So I don't think I'll ever be able a chance to do it. Do you guys have any questions about agencies and not, and again, don't worry, Black people, you will get your agencies. And if you don't, we always find a way. That is what we do. If they don't let us in, then we have our own club. That's what I say. If they don't let us in, we have our own club. That's all I can say. Let me see. I already told you how to get into an agency very simply, which was just submit your work, submit a note, and then that's it. And you make sure that you get the name of the agent. I don't know. They do. I told you at the top of the show, they have these lotteries for minorities. So you could do that as well. That doesn't mean you're going to be on their roster for some reason. I don't know. Thank you so much. You're so welcome, Nubian Princess. You're so welcome. I'm trying to think of what else I should tell you. You're welcome, guys. Fit Face Beauty. Thank you, Fit Face Beauty. I appreciate that. I never see your name, so welcome. I try to remember all my peeps' names. I try. I may not say it right, but I try to remember when I see them. So welcome, my dear. Let's see. Oh, wait, I saw something. Hold up. I saw today. Oh, no, that's you, Najee, asking me to open a creative agency. Oh, she's funny. Let me see. I don't know what else to tell you. Seriously, y'all, if there's one last remaining question that you have about agencies, anybody ask me that question because I feel like you want to ask me something. You should be asking me something. Najee, you said I got that bootleg 399. Najee, you can't be bootlegging it. You can't bootleg stuff. You got no bootlegging. No bootlegging. The reason why I say that, hear me now, Najee. Listen, Najee, I said I'm cheap, right? She's cheap. Okay? Now, if you want to give it to me for free, that's different. But you can't bootleg entertainment. Why? Because it's a trickle-down effect on all of us, on us. We're all in this agency. We're all in this together in a weird way. And so when we jip people and do the $3.99 bootleg, that means that people aren't getting paid. See, like people are supposed to get paid off of that, and it means that people aren't getting paid. And it will trickle down to like, other areas of the business, like, oh, people start bootleg. It's like, remember, everybody's probably way too young to remember, but when they used to have that craziness with the bootleg CDs back in the day, where it was really hurting the industry because I, like myself, was buying bootleg CDs. I was. And my friend Sean, who was the one who said to me, you need to find your passion because you ain't passionate about nothing. And then I turned out to be Megaverse. He's a musician. And he came over the house and I was like, "Ooh, look what I got! I got bootleg this and bootleg that." And he broke it down to me. He says, "You have to understand that when you do that, you're cutting out everybody who was involved in that project. And sometimes what can happen is that when you start doing the bootleg thing, it could really mess up a company. Now, it may be a small company, a subsection of a subsection of a subsection, but it's still a part of that thing." And sometimes people can go belly up. It's a lot of weird things that happen behind the scenes with the bootlegging. So I was queen of bootleg. I was queen of bootleg. Now, gee, I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I didn't bootleg. I did. But when he explained it to me, I was like, oh, I see. So when we bootleg, we damage our industry, we damage ourselves in the long run. But if you want to give it to me, that's a whole nother story. She's cheap. All right, beautiful people. 8 o'clock, hour power. She's out. Got to go back to the garden. Thank you guys. Sorry I couldn't do yesterday, but I'm glad you guys were here. And Miss Evie is the one who came up with this topic headline. And if you have a question that you want me to answer or a very specific topic that you'd like for me to speak on, you got to write it in the comment section. You have to write it in the community board. You have to say, yo, D, I want to hear about this. And then I say, yo, I'll make a video or something for you. So that's what this is all about. This is all because Miss Evie asked me. And so if you ask me, you get. If you don't ask, you don't get. You get it? So that's it. So beautiful people, you have a lovely 5th of July. And I'm going back to the garden. Mwah! Have a good night, guys. Thank you for coming. Bye. Oh, look, she's still not gone. Hold up. Still not gone. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, bye.